of the Zulu migrated from West Africa into southwestern Africa during the Bantu migration from 2000 BC until the 15th century. The Zulu tribe expanded into a powerful kingdom, subdued surrounding groups, and settled in the region known as KwaZulu-Natal in present-day South Africa. After enduring colonialism and overcoming apartheid, they have emerged as the dominant ethnic group in South Africa today. Zulus take pride in their ceremonies such as the Uwalaga or reed dance and their various forms of beadwork. The art and skill of beadwork take part in the identification of the Zulu people and act as a form of communication and dedication to the tribe and specific traditions. Today, the Zulu people predominantly believe in Christianity but have created a syncretic religion that is combined with the Zulu spiritual belief system. Zulu is a nation of Nguni-speaking people in KwaZulu-Natal province, South Africa. The Zulus are the single largest ethnic group in South Africa and numbered about 9 million in the late 20th century. They are the largest tribe in South Africa branch of the Southern Bantu and have close ethnic, linguistic and cultural ties with the Swazis and Xhosas. The Zulu formed a powerful state in 1816 under the leadership of Shaka. Shaka Zulu established the Zulu Empire and revolutionized warfare in Southern Africa in the early 19th century. Shaka was born in 1787. His father, Senzangakhona, was a minor chief of one of the Zulu-speaking clans, and his mother, Nandi, was daughter of Chief Mbhiengi of the rival clan. Shaka, as the Zulu commander of the Mthethwa Empire and successor to Dingiswayo, united what was once a confederation of tribes into an imposing empire under Zulu hegemony. And from 1818 to 1828, the military strength of the Zulu kingdom increased as 300 chiefdoms were brought into the Zulu kingdom. Shaka's authoritarian style and system of terror was based on a powerful organized regiment of Zulu warriors. He governed through chiefdoms that were under the dominion and limited their executive power. He made erratic decisions that led to the deaths of thousands. Shaka was assassinated by a group of associates in which his half-brother, Dingane and Mhlangana, were part of them in September 1828. After his death, one of his brothers, Dingane, assumed power and under terror to consolidate control over a tribe that resisted Zulu authority. Shaka's death was a turning point for the Europeans present in Natal. The Europeans present strengthened and they developed a military capacity to fight the Zulu. The Zulu kingdom was weakened by ongoing power struggle within Zululand and migrant labor. Following the assassination of Dingane near the modern Swaziland border, Bapenda, half-brother who has been spared by Dingane's forges, then took over rulership of the Zulu nation, in which he had to resign due to pressure from the British, which he did shortly. When Mapadana died of old age in 1872, Dingiswayo, his son, succeeded him. The Zulus and the Europeans engaged in two main battles in which the Zulu won the first battle. The Battle of Iswandano in January 1879. The Zulu were so important by that battle that the kingdom fell to British rule in July 1879 at the Battle of Rocky's Drift. The war in Zulu began in early January 1879 as a simple campaign of expansion. British colonial officials and the commander-in-chief in South Africa, Lord Chelmsford, considered the independent Zulu kingdom, ruled by Cetshwayo, a threat to the British colony of Natal, with which it shared a long border along the Buffalo River. The battle in Iswandena on 22 January 1879 was the first major encounter in the Anglo-Zulu War between the British Empire and the Zulu Kingdom. The Zulus had a vast disadvantage in weapons technology, but they greatly outnumbered the British and ultimately overwhelmed them. The battle was a decisive victory for the Zulus and caused the defeat of the first British invasion of Zululand. Sir Bartle Frere was appointed British High Commissioner to South Africa in 1879 to realize the policy of confederation. This policy was set to bring the various British colonies, republics and independent African groups under common control, with a view to implementing a policy of economic development. Sir Bartle Frere saw the self-reliant Zulu kingdom as a threat to this policy, and without bothering to seek the permission of the British government, Frere issued the order to attack the lands ruled over by King Cetshwayo, a ruler who had regarded the British as his friends until he reached the point of being able to accept Frere's unreasonable demands. When Frere came up with the idea of axing the Kingdom of Zululand into a greater South African confederation by force of arms, he presumed Zulus armed with spears, clubs and shields would be no match for the British army. When Cetshwayo failed to agree to Frere's ultimatum to disband his army, Frere grabbed his chance to invade. The British suffered a heavy defeat at the Battle of Iswandena on 22 January 1879, where the Zulu army killed more than 1,000 British soldiers in a single day. Zulu's deployment of Iswandena showed the well-organized tactical system that has made the Zulu kingdom successful for many decades. This constituted the worst defeat the British army has ever suffered at the hands of a native African fighting force. The defeat prompted a redirection of the war effort, and the British, though outnumbered, began winning small engagements and later larger set-piece encounters. After the overwhelming victory over the British at Iswandena, Zulu reserve forces who were not involved in the previous day's battle retaliated with an attack on the hastily erected fort at the small garrison of Rockets Drift. More than 1,000 Zulus were killed, and Cetshwayo was forced to flee for safety, until he was captured in the forest in August and exiled to the Cape. The Zulu were then instructed to return to their homestead and resume productive activities. The British were at pains to explain that the war was against the Zulu royal house. The war did not destroy the kingdom, but subsequent events served to divide the Zulu and undermine their economic and social unity. The new British commander in Natal divided the kingdom into 13 territories under appointed chiefs. They were meant to represent the chiefly lineage of pre-Shakan's times, and British thugs effectively began to administer indirect rule over Zululand. Unsurprisingly, Zululand suffered civil strife as a result of this arrangement. Early in 1883, Cetshwayo was reinstated as king, but his powers has been reduced. He was confined to a smaller area surrounded by enemies and his every move was watched by residents. Those who wished to show their loyalty to Cetshwayo was obliged to move into Central District of the kingdom. Cetshwayo returned to Zululand in 1883. He died on the 4th of February 1884 and is buried in a field near the river in what is today modern South Africa. He was the last king of an independent Zululand, a friend and an unwilling foe of the empire on which the sun never set.